social media handles ePratyek and 9 is mine. Please send in your submissions of the last week's performances to schoold@pratyek.org.in. I repeat, schoold@pratyek.org.in. See the link below and please view it later. Share and like it to promote our young artists. The last 3 weeks have been very interesting and innovative, but we have a lot more coming up this week. Here is a trailer of the 27th June 2021 Sunday session. Some of your production will be featured that day. Please invite your friends and family to join us.
From the inside outside, we can make it shine like a beacon burning through the night. From the inside outside, from the inside outside.
While we wait to start our program, we request all the panelists and attendees to keep your videos on and mic on mute till your chance comes. Before we move on to our event, for those of you that require sign interpretation, I would like to remind you to pin the video of Miss Erin. In fact, if all of you opt for the gallery view, not speak of you, you will see us anchors and key speakers throughout the session. We also have translations available in Hindi. For the ones using a laptop, please find the option of interpretations below. The ones joining from a phone, please click on the three dots displayed below, where you will find the option of interpretations. अगर आप इंग्लिश में कंफर्टेबल नहीं है और आपको हिंदी लैंग्वेज ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल लगती है तो प्लीज़ इंटरप्रिटेशन के चैनल पे जाके अपना कंफर्टेबल लैंग्वेज चूज करिए और जो ओरिजिनल लैंग्वेज है उसको म्यूट कर दीजिए ताकि ये पूरा वेबिनार आप अच्छे से समझ सको और इस पूरे वेबिनार का मोटिव अच्छे से समझ पाओ.
There will be a live stream on YouTube, so click on the link shared in the chat box. Hello everyone, I am your host Farzana. I have been a part of Pratik for the past 5 years and have been actively advocating for child rights and earth rights in my community and school. I represent millions of vulnerable children of India. I am happy to be the amplifier of the voice of vulnerable children.
And I'm Ram, your co-host for today. I joined 9 Pratyek at the tender age of 6, where I was introduced to child rights and human rights. Since then, I've been an active advocate of child rights and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I am the president of the National Inclusive Children's Parliament.
If anyone wants to contribute rice and dal or ration, please do let us know by dropping yes on our email schoold@pratyek.org.in. I repeat, schoold@pratyek.org.in or donate on Keto. Link is in the chat box. Follow us on Instagram for more information and updates. Kindly keep following up the chat box for the relevant information.
Pratyek now welcomes you to a unique platform of Summer of C1-9 that aims to involve children to ensure child participation in child-led advocacy through virtual creative mass trainings with an objective of equipping every child with the skill of using innovative and imaginative means to become young advocates in collaboration with you. The last 3 weeks, we had innovative, creative session by renowned global artists, and now we are looking forward to your mime, drumming, clapping, storytelling, poems, improv, mask making, and dance video entries. Kudos to all those who have already sent their entries. I'm excited to introduce and welcome Ramo and Rhoda amidst us today. Ramo graduated in theatre history from the University of Bologna. He completed his training in recent years with studies in disciplines such as commedia dell'arte, the neutral mask, the lateral mask, magic, pantomime, voice and movement on stage. He worked as an actor with several Italian companies in 2010 and then entered the world of puppetry with the discovery of a small and fascinating laboratory hidden in the center of Barcelona. House Workshop Puppets of Pep Ottel. Rhoda, a graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Music Theatre. She has worked on many stage productions as an actress, singer, dancer, and MC. She has been awarded Best Actress for her work in Lorelei, an original musical, and also worked on screen, including TV. Remo and Rhoda, the stage is all yours. We welcome you to show some of your skills.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. We are very happy to be here. We welcome you to our studio here in Italy. And you can see behind us, and we will show you very quickly before we do a little number for you. So Remo will just turn this around.
Yeah. This is our workshop where we build the puppet, and we created the show and the history of about the puppet. So in this part, you can see a lot of
puppets that are hanging.
Yes.
They are characters from a show that we brought to New Delhi and to Chandigarh in 2018 for the Ishara Puppet Festival. And you can see here at the back behind us, we have other spaces where we work.
Another puppet.
There's another puppet here from our new show.
This is Proto.
Hello. Hello. And so now we prepare to do the a little number for you. This number is with two puppets called Sublimen. This is one guy and they're acrobatic brothers. And this is the other one who's got he's turning around. There we go. So we're going to start the song. I'll just prepare the computer and we get ready. So, ready?
Yeah, the music may check.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right, yeah, party people. Here we go. Back in my oral pendant, muscle bubble pen with your pants on the pendant. Sparkle flows, we turn it like blush tires. Metal controls, lyrics, we burn it like brush fires. Proceed, using discrepancy, never referee, lessen your chances of testing me. Stop the breeze of seeds, I block atrocities, true velocities from the lips of black Socrates. Fuck your peninsula, in your peninsula, human Dracula, MCs who rip on my vernacular. I feel back in the AOC, we occupy, all on the bar, got you high when I pick up my verse. My people, let me breathe slow. But the ego is stimulate to some resources. I'm in the aristocrat, and the rest of that. And I'm blessed with the gift of rap. It's like that. Get the ass kicked. Don't let it trick you, the vibe is the cornerstone. I'll let the issue to the dome is how we wanna go, The triple guard is my mission higher. They don't go like a bitch, fuck up with vision rider. Mr. Rider back in vocal artillery. Making up the word conventions like Chuck Hillary. The foolery, I make your turn on one run. Electrifying like some nocturnal sunshine. The planetary pioneer and his mixer. Charlie Tuna spitting scriptures, taking pictures. Even sisters adapt, cause we take it back like chiropractors. On wax, make it first score. And MC to work your wow, so you should go eat. It's aristocrat. get the rhythm back. And don't mess with the tempo rap, it's like that. Be the aristocrat, get the rhythm back. And don't mess with the tempo rap, it's like that. No, should I mention that you lost a vital part of your body in competition with the C to the U and the breadwinner, the triple lesson and the second you mention. Be the aristocrat, get the rhythm back, and don't mess with the gift of rap, it's like that. Be the aristocrat, get the rhythm back, and don't mess with the gift of rap, it's like that. It's like that, everybody out there, yo. It's like that. My name is Tuna Fish, yo. It's like that. Secondhand audio. It's like that, yo. Get your wrist to crack, get the gift of that, and don't mess with the gift of rap. It's like that. Secondhand audio.
See you soon. Hoppa. Now we pass it back to you for the UNICEF video.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a great video. I'm sure you enjoyed this. I'm sure you enjoyed this production. Please don't forget to invite your family and friends to this program.
Thank you, Remu and Rhoda. That was amazing. We are looking forward to your workshop. Before we move ahead with the workshop, I would like to invite Vikas Bhaiya from Guwahati to talk about UNICEF's C1 initiative. Over to you, Vikas Bhaiya.
Thank you, Farzana. Thank you, Ram. So, Pratek is collaborating with a Young Warrior Coalition, that is also known as UA. And in this partnership, Pratek provide our young child advocate with evidence-based and verified information on COVID. So there are 5 tasks for our young warriors. They are, number 1, that is vaccine ready. Here, what you have to do, the participants will promote vaccination, understand the registration process and do's and don'ts after vaccination. And then number 2 is stress buster. The children will be encouraging their peers and others to talk to an expert of mental health and promote news related to COVID. And number 3 is fake news police. Here the idea is to talk about and understand what misinformation related to COVID and how to stop its spreading. And number 4 is caregiver. The idea here is to capacitate everyone for caregiving at home, including nutrition, COVID-appropriate behavior. And the last, number 5 is CAB influencer. And this is about promoting action to amplify the influence on COVID-19 appropriate behavior. So now let's talk about this COVID appropriate behavior. So I have a video for you. So to understand better, how can we stay safe? So, since the beginning of the pandemic, Pratik has been involved in different activities to combat COVID-19. So this time, Pratik is ready to distribute 1.5 million N95 masks among 2 lakh vulnerable children. And then this young mask users will be educated and empowered under the UA program. And they would be trained to be proactivists, to take positive actions to promote COVID-19 appropriate behavior. We internally call this project as a masked superheroes. Now, a reminder to our young warriors, after today's session, I'm requesting all of you to make short videos on COVID appropriate behavior. And we will use these videos to make people aware about the COVID related healthy habits. Yeah, so it's time to read out the pledge. So I request all of you to type I pledge in the chat box as soon as I complete. I pledge to be a young warrior on social media and in my community. I will follow all the COVID appropriate behaviors and combat COVID-19. Yeah, so I hope all of us participated in this exercise, and I hope we can combat COVID-19 together. Thank you. Over to Ram and Harjan.
Thank you, Bikash Bhaiya, for walking us through this wonderful initiative by UVA. Please note that a Google form link has been sent on the chat box. Use this Google link to qualify for the 3 in a row special recognition prize for those who attend the 3 sessions in a weekend, and also those who attend all the 12 sessions of June. Some of your schools have also asked for your attendance, so please send in your complete school names and school address in the Google Forms.
Without any further ado, I invite Ramo and Rhoda to take us through the skill of puppetry. We are all awestruck after your wonderful performance. Over to you both.
Hello. Hello
Okay.
again.
Can you hear us again?
Yeah, yes, Ramo and
Okay,
Rhoda,
just wanted to
you're-
check for the unmute.
So we give a little explanation about our puppet. We build this puppet with the wood and the different material, and we put the strings, and we build the command. So where we attach the strings, and normally the important strings we have is in the shoulder, and this string take the weight of the puppet in the back, in the end,
The head.
in the end, in the knees, and then this part, the name.
The ankle,
And
like
the ankle.
the foot.
So this puppet, puoi prendere la marionetta? This puppet can do a lot of things, and
I'll go a bit further back so you can see.
yeah.
If you see how Remo is controlling the command in his hand, each small movement makes a movement for the puppet. So there is a part for the feet and the legs that he's moving separately, and a part that takes the weight of the puppet from the shoulders and the head. So the puppets that you saw that were dancing together, they are more or less the same style of this puppet, but much smaller.
Exactly.
And the type of puppet is very complicated actually to make. If Remo can explain the wood, the materials.
So we for building this puppet, we need to cut the wood and created the different parts. So we have the different tools inside the workshop, like these tools.
A vertical saw.
Yeah, and with this we cut the different part. And for example, here we have some part just cut from not much time. This is the arms, and we created this part so have when we attach and we clean, have the nice movement. And after we can put the hand, and this is the arm, for example. And we do the same for the legs. And normally we sculpture the head. So when we do the head of the puppet, we do the sculpture, we sculpture the clay, and after we do the mold of the clay with the just
It's with like oh, I forgot what it's called in English.
Yeah.
But it's like a material that hardens very quickly. You mix it with water. It's a powder, and it makes a mold.
Exactly. When we have the mold, after we have two parts. So we put the paper mache or piece of wood,
Yeah.
or sometimes we sculpture directly the wood. And for example, if we go in the other part, we have some puppet like Molly. Molly is built from Rhoda. When we build, we work inside the head. So with the system of weight, we can do this movement because when
Again.
okay, these are I have one string. When I pull the string up, she closes the eyes because the weight inside go up. When I leave the string, the weight inside go down and open another again the eyes. This is, for example, one technique we use for build puppet.
But for this workshop, we are not going to do so complicated. We just want to explain the style of puppet that we build and
Exactly.
how we create the characters.
Exactly. So for this workshop, we build something very more simple. And for example, we can question.
Yes, also because we discovered from Pratyek that we are the only puppetry company for the workshop series. So it's wonderful. And we want to share with you different types of puppets. So this guy, he actually, we found him in New Delhi.
In New Delhi.
In the Ishara Puppet Festival, there was a company there that they build these puppets. So as you can see on Remo's arm, it's made from this beautiful soft material. And if you can see on the inside here, if we go on the inside, you can see that it's been sewn together. So you can also create something like this that fits your whole arm or your hand. And inside here to create the mouth, there's just a bit of cardboard. So this is quite hard. There's cardboard here inside that's been attached. And the eyes are ping pong balls that have been painted and stuck on with hot glue.
Yeah, and we find this in New Delhi. So
yes,
we love this puppet, and sometimes travel with us.
Yeah.
And the kids love this type of puppet.
So to start with the basic puppetry skill, we will start with this puppet, Remo.
Yeah.
That is the very first thing, like when a child is born, the first thing they do is breathe.
Yeah.
So when you have a puppet or any kind of object, you can make it come to life. You can animate it, which is the basics of puppetry, is to make it breathe. You can make it give kisses and hugs and laughter and crying. So if you were to make it laugh, you have to imagine that you are laughing, no? And you transfer that energy to the puppet. So see how Remo is exaggerating a little bit. I'll put sideways here so you can see he's making it breathe. Then you understand that it is breathing. You can do the same with a simple object like, I don't know, let's get another object. Like if it's a water bottle, for example, which we will use for our workshop. To make it breathe, how would you make it breathe? That's what you need to think about when you look at an object to make it alive. So if you want, you can move it, you can animate it, but how would it breathe? Okay.
Yeah, because we think the breathe is very important, because when we born, the first thing we do when we born is breathe.
Yeah.
And the last thing we do
before we die,
before we die
is
breathe. So breathe is important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we show you a different kind of puppet, very similar to the other alligator, very similar to the green monster creature that we had. Now this one is a bit simpler, also very much for the hands. I'm sure you have seen this kind of puppet. In Italian, there's a special word called burattino, which means a hand puppet. Now inside, so you can see it's two different colors, two pieces of material that have been sewn together. And inside, Remo's hand is like this. This is for the head.
Yeah.
This is for one arm. And these other three are for the other arm. So to control, if you want to exercise your hands, This is for the head, so you can turn left and right and nod and say no. And this is for one hand, and this is for the other hand. Okay, but as you can see, Remo will show you with different movements. Again, he's making it breathe. And then you can show, once you practice your breathing, the next step is to show emotions. So see if you can guess the emotions that Remo is showing now. Oh. And then it transforms to another emotion.
Ah!
So you can laugh, you can cry, you can explore all kinds of emotions.
I'm very happy.
So another important thing, I don't know if you saw it before when we did a quick tour of the studio, is that you can do this in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
Behind us, there's a mirror here, where, because we also practice all the numbers that we do here. So with the camera, it's already, you can see the screen, so it's like a mirror. So you can see what you're doing, if it's effective, if it's working, you know, if the creature or the puppet is alive.
Yes.
So that's a puppet we found in New Orleans in the United States. Now Remo will choose another puppet that's a bit more complicated. This one is a sock puppet. So this is, again, simple to find at home. You can have any kind of sock that fits your whole hand. And this one was made with extra arms, so it's a bit more complicated.
Hello.
But as you can see,
hello.
Different to the other one where you're using just the hand, this one you need two hands. So that one hand is inside the body, and the other hand, as you can see, Remo is controlling two arms that are connected with two little sticks. Okay, so very quickly talking about materials, there's the sock. This one, our friend made it into like a little dog puppet. So she cut a bit of the sock to make the ears. And you can add the eyes. These eyes are like little styrofoam balls with bits of felt for the black part, but you can also use a pen just to color it in. Inside the sock, there is a bit of cardboard that is much harder. So at least you have some control for when you use the hand. And really, you can use whatever materials inspire you.
It's very hot.
It's very hot. You can see here as well, inside here, I'm just going to separate your wrist here, my dear puppet. You can see some elastic. Can you hold that?
Yeah.
Remo? Inside here, there is elastic. So if you can find some elastic or some string, elastic is good because it keeps the tension. But here you can see this is also two straws, bits of straws that have been cut in even parts. But you can also do it without the straws. Our friend put the straws just to show the articulation. So you have the elbow included. Okay. And then you can use whatever decoration you want. She added a feather, she made a hat, but you don't need that also if you don't have materials at home. So with this kind of puppet, we forgot to start including the rules about COVID. With this kind of puppet, you have many possibilities because you have the hands. And so you can show that this puppet, maybe can you show him washing his hands? Knows it, wash your hands. Maybe with gel, you can pretend to put some gel or to wash a bit of water and then dry it quickly, and not to touch the eyes or the mouth. You know, so it's very dangerous to do that, not to eat your hands. So you can find various ways to share the COVID rules. Yeah, you cover your mouth when you sneeze. Or obviously what we haven't made, and you can get creative, is to make a mask.
Yeah.
So you can actually put the mask on the puppet, and that will be a very clear message as well.
Yeah.
And now we will do the making part. This is a combination. That's the basic part of what could be a string puppet. Thank you, Remo. What could be a string puppet, but it doesn't have to be a string puppet. So what you need at home, you can get like a small scarf or an old t-shirt. You can cut off the sleeves, get some material. This is another, it's like a headband, not a headband, a headscarf. So you can use this. And then you will also need a water bottle. So you need a water bottle, but that's empty, so without the liquid inside. And this is a form of recycling. You can see that this is a bottle. This is one that we prepared already. And you need the lid. The lid is very important for the bottle, okay? And I will show you why. So you can cover the bottle with some tape, or you can use an old sock to cover it as well. Or if you don't want to cover it, you also don't have to. You can paint it just to cover it so that you can make it a clear surface if you want. If you want to, you can also make a little hole. So with a cutter or with a knife or a scissors, but be very careful when you make it. You don't have to, but this one we did. So you can actually find a little piece of something recycled, you know, this, I don't even know what this is, piece of plastic that you can put in the hole to make the nose, okay? And you can glue, you can use this kind of glue, like wood glue or hot glue gun, if you have a hot glue gun at home. And if you have the chance to find googly eyes, then you can stick those onto here to make the face, okay? If not, if you don't have that, you just need to get a pen. You just need a pen like this, a permanent pen, or some paint if you prefer, and you can draw the eyes on. So we'll make this one eyes like this. So he looks happy. I don't know, does that look okay to you guys?
Yeah.
His nose is a bit not straight. If you don't want to make the hole in the nose for the whole nose, this again, you can stick something on there. It can be a piece of scrunched up paper or some newspaper if you want, or various things, whatever you find. You can stick a nose on so that it, you know, so that it looks like it has a nose, okay? And obviously you can just draw the whole thing, so you can even make it simple. So this one, if you want, again, you can make a mask. If you want to attach a mask with elastic, or you stick it with sticky tape or with masking tape. Now, the other items you will need, at least for this simple version, is one little stone, a little stone that you can find in the street or in the garden, and an elastic band. Okay, now the basics of this, you can come closer if you want. You take the cloth and you find a point that is not the middle, but a bit closer to the top, somewhere here. Okay, so can you show down here? So if we take this spot here, you open the bottle, so take the lid off, and you can put one hand underneath, and you take the bottle where your hand is, more or less, and you hold it in the middle here with your hand, okay? So you can see that it's a bit longer here, it's a bit longer on the bottom, and it's a bit shorter here at the back, okay? It will make more sense later. Then you flip it over, still holding it, and you make space here so that you take the lid and you can close it, okay? That way it holds onto the material, okay? So you don't need glue for this part, you just need the lid of the bottle. Now you can see it's holding the material, okay? You already have a character. So with this part here, if you put your hand underneath and you hold this underneath here and put the material over your hand, already you can control it. Remember the breathing? Achoo! Oh no! So to make that more effective, you take this one, so the short side, take this corner here, or this corner, whichever one you prefer, but I will take this one, and we put it down a little bit for a second. So I don't know if you see. Take the stone, and you can put it. If you don't have a stone, or if you don't want to use something so heavy, you can also use like a little eraser, a little bit of rubber, okay? But the stone is good because it gives you a bit of weight. So you take the stone, we take this corner here, turn it on the other side, and you put the stone in here, but you have to close it carefully. Close a little bit in the material. Okay. Now, when it's closed completely in the material, you get the elastic band and you seal it. So you put the elastic band around. If you don't have an elastic band, you can just use a piece of string or a piece of a little piece of plastic to close it if you want. So this, you have created a hand. So if you take this hand that's free, you look for the underneath the bottle, take that part and let the material go over your hand, okay? Then you have created this hand now. So with one hand, you can already, very similar to the other puppet that Remo did, you can control the head and the body and the hand here that can respond. I'm just going to change hands because I realize it's easier if I do it like this.
Yes.
So if you create a right hand, use your right hand to control the right hand of the puppet. So, hello. Oh no, we need to wash your hands. Now this is where it's a bit tricky. So you might have to choose some different rules to specify. We need to put the mask. Oh, don't touch your eyes. No, 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 no. Don't touch your mouth. No, no, no. So those are just some simple ideas, but very, very basic. So this is one type of puppet, the basic puppet that you can start with. You can see that he already has some fluffy hair. You can use wool or other bits of material that you have.
Recycling material.
Recycled materials, anything that you can be creative.
Yeah, use the fantasy.
You can use your imagination. And then if you want to make a string puppet from this, which is a bit more complicated, you need to make the other parts of the body. So you need 4 stones or 4 erasers. Just for now, I will just do the other part of the body. So we do the other hand. Same thing as before. We put the stone inside here. We put the elastic around. Okay. And you can do the same for the feet. So one here. Oh, I've lost the piece. And oh. The tricky part is when we want to add the strings. So puppets with strings are always a bit more complicated to make, and they need more time, more material and more time. However, it's possible. The important things that Remo said about the strings is that you need at least for the shoulders, but with this one, there's no real shoulders. Here you can control from the head. Yeah. So here we already have 2 strings that are attached to the head.
You're touching the bottom with the tape.
Yes,
for example.
with the tape. Yes, exactly. So you can see here, he has the strings attached to his head. We used simply the sticky tape to attach the strings. But if you are more technical or more capable with your hands, you can also make a hole or use a needle to pass the string from one side to the other side of the bottle, and you can have the strings there. These strings then will get attached to a piece of wood or a stick, like this one that we found in the park.
Yeah.
So you can attach it in some way. I'm going to do it quite quickly. Ooh. With the sticky tape we need. Sorry, I didn't have this ready. This proto. So you have the important thing to remember is that when you are attaching the strings, the length needs to be more or less the same. Otherwise, you will have the head that does like this. Okay, so it's very common sense, but we say it anyway so that you remember. So one piece here. And you can see already that I misjudged the amount of string for one side. So he's already going a bit in tilt. So you can see this one is attached here. To make it even, you can see I have too much string here, but we need to balance it. So if I make it too long, only one side will take the weight. Oh, you need a strong stick also. Mine just broke. Oh dear. We just add the string now. Okay, I will just add the sticky tape. If you want to come, you can see closer. Whoa, it keeps falling because of the stones are heavy. We attach this here. Okay, see if this is correct. Attach this together. So when you get a stick, if you want to make a string puppet, get a stick that is a bit stronger or a bit thicker. So this kind of sticky tape is really very, very easy. I don't know if you can find it. I'm sure you can find it. It's very useful for creative artistic things. Oh, you see, I already made a mistake with the sticking of the puppet. We can just balance it like this. Okay, so now you can see he is hanging, yeah? But he does not have any power with the hands. So you need another 2 strings to connect the hands to another stick. So that way you can control the movement of the hands. To attach the strings, where are my strings? Oh, here you go. Oh, let's use this white one. To attach the strings, you just have to tie a little knot on the hand here. You can tie a knot. A double knot is probably better. And Remo always taught me when you do knots for the puppets, you always need to do 5 or 6 or 8 if you want. So that's 1. And we get another string. Oh, I don't know what happened here. This one's a bit longer. The same thing on the hands. So for now, remember the feet have got the stones as well. But for this kind of puppet, you don't need to move them with a separate command, because when you walk, you can actually just lift the puppet to make it seem like it's walking. The important thing is that you have stones or something heavy so that it pulls the material down and it gives the puppet weight. Why is it important for the puppet to have weight? So that it can be attracted to the ground and it seems like a human or like a real character. So now we need another stick. Here's my other stick. So I don't know, this is what we use for now. And we attach the same thing. So same thing, you can tie a knot or you can put a piece of scotch. I think I will use a bit of scotch tape. One. Okay, we need to see the same length. I don't know if you can see. I need to see that this is more or less the same. So we need some scissors and we cut this here and we attach it to the other side. Okay, so now you have 2 sticks with the strings, the puppet here. So I'll take away this hand first. If you see this hand here with the stick, it controls the head. So if you see my movement of the hand, it goes like left and right like this, then it changes the direction of where the puppet is looking. When you put the hands, you have to use this. So you can use this movement instead, which goes up and down. So this is one hand and this is the other hand, okay? So you can say, hi, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Hello, hello. Now this is difficult for when you want to do both hands of the puppet. We find that that's quite complicated for string puppets to put the hands together because the strings are separated. But you can still do many things, like you can scratch the head, you can sleep, you can laugh, ha, 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 as before. Okay, so do you have any questions? I don't know if that was clear enough.
And you can have a modification.
Here, top.
You can do the strings more long if you are taller or smaller. So you can adapt this puppet for you. And it's very free. So you can enjoy to build and discover.
Yes. I don't know if we have time for questions. Does anyone have questions, or how do we change?
We have a different session for Q&A. It will be held after 6:30. Thank you so much.
Thank you for engaging with us through these wonderful techniques. These were not only fun, but also help us relieve stress and anxiety. We look forward to collaborating with you in future. These skills will help us to amplify my voice as I stand for various child rights causes. Now, I invite Ram to make an announcement of the similar initiative of Pratyek 9 is Mine, which not only provides children to be vocal, but equip them with the power of advocacy.
Thank you, Farzana. Just so glad to announce one of our initiatives. Before we move forward, I would like to tell you about our initiative called Bit Farewell. Bit Farewell is an initiative to help Pratik Nine is Mine to raise funds through an online art auction for children who have lost either of or both their parents to COVID and who may be on the verge of slipping into child marriage, child labor, or child trafficking on account of starvation and hunger. We had invited artists, hobbyists to donate their art, photography prints, and digital artwork for the fundraiser. We have been running this auction for the entire month, and will have the auction booster on the 2nd of July, which will be closed a week, which will be a closed week later. We will have international artists and photographers with us on that day. It will be an exciting session as Shillong Chamber Choir, Aroha Choir, Parikrama, and Christian brothers from across the world performing for our audience. Many of you have shared your improvised videos following COVID appropriate behavior that too will be aired on 2nd July. We invite you along with your friends and families to be a part of 2nd July event at 5 p.m. IST. Follow us on Instagram for more updates and information. You know where the link is. Please find it in the chat box.
Our next episode will be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. IST and 12 noon GMT. We request you to share the word within your circles, friends, and family.
We have officially come to an end of our session, but hold on. Please note that we have an international all-women band performing at the grand finale this Sunday of Summer of C1-9 to conduct a body percussion workshop. Join us on 27 June 2021, Sunday from 5 p.m. Some of your production will be featured that day. Please invite your friends and family to join us.
We look forward to your entries. Find some time to record a short video and use the techniques you learned today to share the ideas to combat corona. Share your entries on schoold@pratik.org.in. And when you send your summation of videos based on the 16 improvised messages of COVID appropriate behavior, your summation must be accompanied with your parents' permission, permitting us to broadcast the same on various social media handles. The deadline for your summation is 29th of June 2021, that is the coming Tuesday.
The last 3 weeks have been very interesting and innovative, but we have a lot more coming up this week. Here is the trailer for the 27th June 2021 Sunday session. Some of our production will be featured that day. Please invite your friends and family to join us.
From the inside outside, we can make it shine like a beacon burning through the night. From the inside outside, from the inside outside.
May I also remind you all again to please use the link to the Google form to qualify for the 3 in a row special recognition prize for those who attend the 3 sessions in a weekend, and also those who attend all the 12 sessions of June. Some of your schools have also asked for your attendance, so please send in your complete school names and school address in the Google form. Lastly, I request you to invite your family and friends to this program. See you all tomorrow. Until then, good night, sayonara, and chabakir. And hold on, please do not forget to invite your family and friends to this program at 5 o'clock because we start our event probably at 5 o'clock where we show some of our videos of Nine is Mine. Now, if you want to speak to the artists Ramo and Rhoda and have any queries, then raise your hand. And I thank each one of you who took time to join us this evening. I would like Anmoldi to take on through the Q&A session. So, while we are waiting for Anmoldi on stage, I can see Khyati Gupta's hands up. If she wants to ask something, can I invite her to ask her question? Khyati
Um,
Gupta.
yes, I want to ask that, ma'am, you told us to use that hot glue gun. Ma'am, can you use Fevicol also for that?
Sorry, I only understood the word hot glue gun. Do you want me to show you what
Rhoda,
it is?
no, Rhoda, I'll
Uh,
come in there. Fevicol is a brand of glue available in India, and that's what she's referring to. It's a very yes, and the answer is yes, you could use Fevicol. It's just a simple brand of glue available in India.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the question. Thank you, Brother Steve. Can I speak?
Yes, ma'am. Why not?
I just wrote in the chat. I don't know if anyone saw the message. I wrote to say thank you for having us as part of the project. We are so happy to share our puppetry world with you, and we wish you joy and satisfaction in your puppetry making. If anyone has any questions after this session, we are very happy to receive your questions by email. I wrote the email there. It's difilippomarionette@gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram or Facebook, or also on our website. So the information is there in the chat. I don't know if I can put it somewhere else for you to make it easier for your panelists and participants to find us. Just because I'm sure it's possible that you have to think about things, and then when you're making the puppet, you have a question. And so we are very available to answer questions if you write to us.
Yeah, and you think when you build, the idea arrive.
Yes,
So
exactly.
just start to build.
That's right. Just start to create, and you will see
Yeah.
the puppet that wants to be born will be created.
And the puppet help you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, both of you. If they don't get your email, we'll be mailing you the questions from our email, that's schoold@pratyek.org.in. And thank you so much for actively participating. And
So we
and
have
I can see.
Ram. I'll be coming in here. Hi, Remo and Rhoda. So we have been flooded with some questions in the chat box. So Disha Sharma asked, "Do you have any platform where you teach this skill?"
Oh, no, not yet. Because really, this is very an exception actually for us to do, because we are usually traveling for our work, and usually we don't have much time to run workshops and
Yes.
do things like this. So the short answer is no, not yet. Sorry.
But we have friends, they can help for build this type of puppet.
Yes.
Not like our type, because our type need time and need some special technique. It's not so simple to build. It's not so complicated, but not so simple. The other puppet, we have a friend from New Orleans, from Korea. They are very good for build the puppet little more simple and not don't need too much time for learn and for build.
And if you want, we can actually ask some people if they have platforms where they teach, or if they already have a channel, like for on YouTube, for example, where they have some lessons for building puppets. We can find out and we will get back to you.
Thank you so.
Ramon, Rhoda, we're waiting for lockdown to be called off and COVID to be gone of our lives, so we can have you back in India soon.
Yeah,
oh, we
thank
would
you.
love to come back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's such a complicated situation, but don't lose hope. Here in Italy, they have taken away the what's it called, the time restrictions at night time, and from Monday we won't have to wear the masks outdoors. But people are getting vaccinated. There are many more vaccinations, so maybe that's why they are relaxing a little bit. But so we hope that it goes well.
Yeah, and we hope in India the situation is always better.
Yeah.
We really pray for this.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you soon. So we have one question from Pratishtha Singh. So Pratishtha, would you like to unmute yourself and
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
your question?
Thank you, ma'am, for
Yes.
giving this
Ma'am,
meeting.
can I ask a question?
First, Pratishtha, and then we'll take your question.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. Sir and ma'am, I want to ask you for making puppets and for doing this all. Do we need any special degree?
Cosa speciale?
Se hanno bisogno di un laureato o qualcosa per
No,
creare.
no,
No.
you just need to enjoy.
No, you
Yeah.
don't need to. The beautiful thing about puppetry is that it is available to everyone,
Yes.
to any age that wants to create something, to any race, anything. Anyone can start creating puppets. Like I said before, if you start with the breathing, you can make anything come to life, really. And
Yeah.
Ma'am, so
the
from where
secret-
you learn this?
Sorry?
Ma'am, from where you learn this all? Ideas and
Okay. I learned the specific puppetry from Remo, and Remo can tell you where
Yeah,
he learned it.
I learned in Barcelona in a school of this type of puppet because I live in Spain for a long time and I learned there. But really, you don't need nothing. You just need enjoy and fantasy and creativity.
Imagination. And we can tell you one important thing, I think, is that we didn't say it before. The thing that makes something more like a puppet is when you give it the eyes. Okay, so if you take like a box or a pot or a pan or a bottle, anything, if you put two dots to make it look like eyes, then straight away it's already a puppet.
Yeah, and if you, for me, when I started to build a puppet, really, I don't want, I want to just enjoy, and the puppet give me a lot of things. So my consiglio, come si dice?
My advice,
My advice is enjoy to build, and if you do with the heart, sure, the puppet give you back something very important, especially in your life.
Yes, but you don't need to have a degree to be able to be a puppeteer.
Yeah.
Absolutely not necessary.
And ma'am, and so I also want to ask you that did someone ask you to join this puppet show and all, or you were interested in, or someone motivated you for this?
You can answer first. Se qualcuno ti ha invitato a fare questo mondo o se hai trovato da solo?
Okay, I learned some technique, but I discovered the workshop in Barcelona for casualty. It's like a meeting.
Like destiny.
Yeah, it's like destiny. And I learn and I start to learn and build always more. and I never stop. I don't know. The puppet gives me a lot of important things, but it's just a meeting of life. I don't know. It's don't have people.
Excuse me, ma'am, answer.
Sorry.
So before we take the question, I would ask all the panelists who are on the panel, please turn on your videos. We would love to see your beautiful faces.
Yes, please.
So you are also from Italy, or ma'am? You both are from Italy.
Pratishta, we
Pratishtha,
will...
just hold on, please. Let Anmol field the questions, please, because there are many people asking the questions. And please wait for Anmol Di to direct the questions to you. So let's take the question. Hold on, please. Anmol Di, will you please direct questions?
Yes, yes. And if you want to ask questions, you can put up your hands. And I can only see 5 of you with your videos on. So there are so many people on the panel right now with us, and I want to see everyone. Okay, so who was asking the question? Ananya?
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Ananya.
First of all, I would like to say that I just love the way you present your puppets, and I just want to thank that I am today connected with you on this platform. And I just want to ask, is it your passion or you professionally do this puppetry?
Both.
Okay.
It's both. We are very, very lucky that our passion has become also our professional work. This is what we do for a living. We travel, we build puppets, and we create shows, and then we sell those shows to many, many theaters and festivals and schools around the world. And so we thank you to the puppets. Our passion, we can travel and perform and share the puppetry world with whoever wants to participate.
If you guys go into our web page, you can see the trailer of our 2 shows, and you can see our scheduled tour, so you can understand where we travel and we work.
I'm just writing the web page in there.
Excuse me, yes, sure. So Ananya, thank you for answering that question. Now we have, I can see a lot of hands now. So Saptashwa Day, 6th A. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Ma'am, my question was that, ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, which character or ma'am character is your inspiration regarding ma'am puppetry?
Che quale personaggio di ispirazione per fare marionette dietro?
Beautiful question. Thank you. We inspire in the normal life, and for example, we have a lot of type of character, and we think in the important real character we study. For example, I take a puppet. This puppet is a dancer, and is inspired in a real dancer from Germany. And so we take inspiration from the life, from the character we think is important in the theater.
And also sometimes inspiration from normal people, like real life as well. The lady before which closed her eyes with the broom, she was inspired just by the ladies and the women in our lives who clean and who are a bit invisible, that sometimes people forget who they are. So yeah, inspiration can come from everywhere. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And we have Radhika with us who wants to ask a question in Hindi. Radhika, अगर आपको question पूछना है, आप पूछ सकते हैं हिंदी में भी. You can unmute yourself and.
मैम हम कल लिंक कैसे लें?
Can you repeat your question?
मैम हम कल लिंक कैसे लें?
कल का लिंक भी आपका सेम ही रहेगा. The link for tomorrow will be the same.
Okay, मैम. Thank you,
Thank you,
मैम.
Radhika. No problem. Let me see a new face. We have Arush Doshi. Arush, can you turn on your video when you ask your question? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question that if I cannot find the sticks for the puppet, then can I use a pencil or a pen?
Yes.
Yes, genius, exactly.
Good solution. Well done. Well done. You can use, sure. And spiegagli che tutti i materiali possono essere cambiati.
Yes, whatever materials Remo was just explaining, whatever materials you saw, you can use whatever you think you can find. So exactly as you did, Arush, you thought correctly that if you cannot find the sticks, you can use a pen or a pencil, or if you go in the kitchen, maybe there is a spoon or something that you can use. The important thing is that it is long enough to tie the strings on both ends.
And when you build the puppet, the more beautiful things is find a solution. This is very beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arush, and I hope you will go home, do your research, and submit your homework as soon as possible.
If you build the puppet,
so we will we will take the question from Anushri.
Yes. Do you have any other hobbies?
Oh, wow.
Yes. You understood the question?
It's a very obvious.
Yeah. Well, usually they're very creative things like drawing, reading, or playing music.
Yeah, playing music.
Remo is learning the flute, this flute, and the guitar. And also we like learning languages.
Yeah, sports.
Nice.
Some walking
Thank
or
you.
sports. Yeah.
You're welcome.
We have also with us Meenakshi Malik. Meenakshi, now you can ask. Meenakshi, you're not audible. All right, we will take Anurag's question now. Anurag?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, Anurag.
First of all, my name is Anurag and I'm from St. Joseph's College. First of all, I would like to thank you that for showing us such a spectacular performance of puppets. I've also seen puppets before in cartoons or movies, but this was on another level. This was amazing. It was feeling like two professional dancers dancing in real life.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And my question is that can we give a puppet some expressions? Like if we want to make a crying puppet, can we make some tears falling from its eyes? Or if we want to make a puppet which is sleeping, like can we make its eyes like it is sleeping?
Yes, of course. There are lots of different ways you can do that. If you want, you can make the puppet with eyes that are already sleeping, or you can draw or paint the teardrops. But we also have a friend who showed us, because we don't do it, but they showed us that you can also have like different pieces of paper already designed with the eyes that you can stick on top. So it immediately changes the expression. But another discovery, Remo will show you this and I will show you what I mean with paper. Here.
Okay, this is a little face, okay? Come si chiamano le sopracciglia?
Eyebrows.
If with the eyebrows, this is neutral face. But if I move the eyebrows, it changed the expression. So if I do like this, it is sad, okay? If I do like this, is neutral. If I do like this, is very angry. Ah. So you see, just with this little movement, you can change the expression. So you can do with the draw, and you can study this. And the same you can do for the mouth. This is neutral, but if the mouth is down, is sad. If it's up, is happy. So just with the little things, we can change a lot the expressions.
So can we do the same with the lips also?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So I'll just show you a quick example. If you can hold this.
Yeah.
So this is a basic puppet, another bottle, recycled bottle that we made. If you cut pieces of paper or pieces of cardboard and you have a pen, you can already make, so if you draw, this is like it's sleeping, this is very basic like this, and you can already stick it on top and it makes it look like it's sleeping. Or if you have this kind of sticky tape, you can already prepare this, cut a piece, you can put it on top, and already it makes it, you can make it sad, or like it's sleeping, or, if you draw it on top, it's sad. And then if you want to change, you can take, and then you also change the mouth because this one is smiling. So you can also cover this one and make it a little bit different. But then later, if you want to change its expression, it's easy to take it off and he's back to happy. You see? So that's one of the solutions, possible solutions.
Yeah. We have a friend, a company from United States. They do this in our show. They do
their show,
in
yes.
their show. They do very well, very professional. And the puppet they have always change expression. It's very, very,
Yes.
very special.
Yes, yes.
So we have one announcement, and also I have a question before we move ahead. Can someone tell me what is the homework?
Yes, Mama, I want to ask the same.
You were going to ask the same. You should know the homework. Can anyone tell me what is the homework? No one. Okay, the student who will tell me what is the homework will get a bonus point. Ram, do you know the homework? You can unmute yourself and go ahead. No
Yes,
problem.
yes, I know the homework, but I want a participant to answer this because I want everyone to get chance, no? So let's wait for a new student.
Disha knows. Disha knows the homework. Disha,
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
you are not on the panel. Oh, you are. So you can
Ma'am,
go ahead.
ma'am, we have to make our puppets and send the photos on the email ID.
Do you only have to like send the puppets? There is more to it. Would you like to add on to this part? Okay, Disha no. Disha says, "Ma'am, I know only this much." All right. Any other? Ashwin. Ashwin, unmute yourself and tell us what is the homework. Khyati looks confused.
We can make our that puppets, and we can send the video about that COVID-19 appropriate behaviors behaving like the puppet.
Okay, so what the homework exactly is, you can make a puppet, use it, and just give it a character. Suppose make it a news reporter who is announcing about all the 16 corona appropriate behaviors. All right, either you can make it a politician or an anchor or a teacher or a principal maybe. So you have to be creative enough to assign your character something apart, and with voice modulation and your creativity, just send us a video on which ID. Now you must have got like the ID in your mind. Where do you have to send? On schoold@pratyek.org.in. All
Anmol.
right. Yes, yes,
Anmol,
sir.
since we're going to stitch all these videos together, can we just keep it to one? So it's a news reporter giving all these instructions. You may want to put into a frame of a TV frame, and then we will have this little puppet becoming a news reporter from Karnataka, from Maharashtra, all the states of India, and they're giving the news report to your people, telling them about COVID appropriate behavior. Okay, so is that simple? We're going to use the simple puppet that Rhoda and Remo taught us this evening, and we're going to give the world, we're going to give India a little bit of a news report, giving them the 16 COVID appropriate behaviors. Thank you.
I hope everyone heard that. So, Suyash, can you repeat what Steve said, your homework? And then if you have any question, you can shoot that as well.
Ma'am, we have to, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, Suyash.
Ma'am, we have to make an puppet, and ma'am, from the puppet, ma'am, we have to tell the people about ma'am 16 COVID-19 appropriate behaviors. Ma'am, like if we can give the character of politician or a TV anchor to our puppet, and the puppet is saying all the 16 appropriate behaviors, that wash your hands, do not touch your mouths, and then etc. And this is
Okay, a bonus point to Suyash. And I think we will stick only to one character. Like Steve said, we will stick to the anchor one only. And whichever state you belong, suppose I'm from Delhi. So my puppet anchor will be from Delhi. He'll be a Delhiite, right? So you have to do the same. And now I ask for any questions if you have. So yes,
ma'am.
do you have any
Yes,
question?
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And when we are sending the short video on that, ma'am, schoolpratyek@org.in, ma'am, we have to give the parents permission. Ma'am, it should be written in that subject email box, or ma'am, it should be the picture of the permission written on the paper.
So Suyash, I'll answer your question for you. It's pretty simple. Whenever you're sending the mail to us with your little submission of the video, ask mom and dad to also attach that to your mom and dad, and they can respond saying, I approve of my child's video to be used. Okay, it's just to protect your identity and your privacy as a child, and your parents are responsible for that. A simple line will do. Thanks, Suyash, for a beautiful question.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
So I will invite Ram if he has any announcements to make. Ram, over to you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Anmolji. I hope you am I audible? Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed today's session with Rama and Roda, because I enjoyed a lot, and I hope you everyone else enjoyed this event. So so again, let's see the trailer of this Sunday which is called our grand finale. So, when you think of a finale, of a grand finale, so what are the words coming in your mind? It's mostly, in your schools, because in my school it happens. Grand finale is something which is very interesting, which is, people are excited for that. And let's see the trailer and we'll get an idea of that.
From the inside outside, we can make it shine like a beacon burning through the night. From the inside outside, from the inside outside.
Thank you, Rhoda and Remo. I know you need to leave urgently, but we just want to thank you for your wonderful time you gave us. And it was just so engaging. While you were actually doing your first presentation, we were in the chat box. It was full of wow, amazing, never seen this before. You didn't see that, but we were reading it and really wanted to communicate that to you. Thanks, Rhoda and Remo. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much. And we repeat, if anyone has other questions,
Come write
please do
us.
not hesitate to write and send to us. We will be in touch. As you know, we're already in touch with you, Brother Steve and Anisha. So let us know whenever you want.
yes, so Rhoda and Remo, you may, I know you would like to leave, but the rest of you can stay on, please. We take some of your questions regarding the homework. Rhoda and Remo, will you please join us for the finale on Sunday, because we'll be sharing some of the videos that are coming in on even puppetry. We'll choose one of them to show on the 27th, which is Sunday, and then on the 2nd of July, we will actually be showing some of the recordings that have come from across India, and that's the day when we put all the puppets together. And I know, Remo, you asked for some pictures, the photo of the puppets. We will send that to you. So thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You can hang around until the battery totally dies down. But,
yes, that's right.
yeah.
Thank you again. Best wishes, and we'll see you again
for
soon.
everybody.
Sure, Remo and Rhoda. For those who are still around, if you do have questions directed to us, please feel free to do so. We're really requesting you to please promote the next 2 days, and particularly the last day, when we're going to have singers from across the world supporting us with our cause and teaching us body percussions. Tomorrow's amazing too. This professional artist is going to teach us the art of pop-up illustrations. And we're going to take an old story, and she will help us draw the little characters that we will have to draw later on. And these will be in a pop-up form. She's amazing. We saw her work. She's really good. She's also from your part of the world, Remo. She's Italian, and we're looking forward to her being with us. It seems like Italy is the creative center of the world, and we're happy to have Maria with us tomorrow. Don't forget the day after tomorrow. It's our grand finale, and the 2nd of July we'll be giving the prizes for the 3 in a row prize, as well as the participant who attended all 12 shows will be on the 2nd of July. But please bring in your family and friends. We're going to have the Shillong Chamber Choir. We're going to have Aroa Choir. Parikrama has agreed to be with us on that day. And we have two young artists from India performing. And we'll also be relaying all your videos in a small little summary of them. And we'll be seeing your submissions coming up on the 2nd of July. 2nd of July is the day by which we would have all your videos stitched together, which will be promoting on the UNICEF platform. So please do come along. We've got the last summary of weekends coming up. Our finale the day after tomorrow, but tomorrow is an important day too. And finally, the 2nd of July. Please mark these. Ask your teachers to bring in other students. We really want to stop any potential third wave of corona. We really need your help. We need you to produce these videos so that we can promote it across India with the UNICEF and stop any potential third wave. We want to go back to normal, and we want to have Remo and Rhoda with us back again. We really need them back here showing us their skills live. And for that, they need your help. They need you to ensure that every Indian wears the mask, washes their hands, and provides and fulfills all the 16 COVID appropriate behaviors. So Remo and Rhoda, it's over to these young people to ensure that we promote the same COVID appropriate behaviors as you've done, so that you will have us with we will have you with us shortly. And while you celebrate No Mask Day on Monday, we would also like to go back to a world without masks and really show our true beautiful faces to everyone. So thanks, Remo. Thanks, Rhoda. And if you're still around, I see you're still around. Would you want to take one more question or two till your battery totally dies down? Or if you want to go, you're welcome to. We'll take the few questions. We can try. So Remo and Rhoda wants to try one or two more questions. Is there any other question? Anushri, you've been waiting patiently. Would you like to ask a question? Anushri?
I have asked.
Oh, you have. I'm sorry. Disha also has asked. Is there anybody else wanting to ask a question?
So
Gauri.
I want to ask.
Sorry. Pratishtha, okay, we'll give it to you, but ask one question so we can take it around to others. And just Pratishtha.
So as ma'am showed how to use the puppet, but we don't know it all at all. So would you like to give us some easy tips, to go on and to move on, a very easy one, so that we can make the video very easy, because your tricks are a bit like one.
Okay, very quickly, we can summarize. The first thing is to make the character breathe. Okay, look, I have this. If you have a toilet roll, I painted this before. The most important thing are the eyes. Okay, so if you give something like 2 dots, already it looks like it has a face. If you put eyebrows and a nose, even without a mouth, it's already a character. I can put a face. Okay, now we have a face. So to make it breathe is the first. And then you can add emotions. Oh, no. Okay, and you can play with the voice. And then with the movements, you just play with your hands. So you can see in my hand, I'm just doing like this, left and right and left and right. No? So if you have a presenter or a teacher or someone like that, you just give it some movement, because if it's really still, then it doesn't seem alive. This is an important thing. It has to be in movement. Every now and then a bit of movement.
If you put the finger, you have a finger now.
Yes.
So you can try your solution.
So Remo and Rhoda, just to add to that, remember that these videos are available on YouTube. You can see the entire rerun of today's show on YouTube.
Yes.
And Pratishtha, if you want to go back, you can go to the YouTube, and all the instructions of Remo and Rhoda will be available there.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you,
We
sir.
go to somebody else.
I just quickly add an answer to a question from before. If you have something like this and you have an expression here, you can also turn it around or turn it around this way, and you have a different expression, which is like what Remo showed with the eyebrows like this. And if you draw like this, so already on one puppet, you have one character that is angry, and another, you turn it around and you have the one that's happier or a bit worried, and you can turn it upside down and have another one that is like super, super happy, So this was to answer the other question from before. So you can change expressions very easily. You just have to be creative. Just play.
Just play.
Thank you, both of you.
Thank you,
Radhika,
guys.
so Radhika, your homework once again is do either of the two puppets. We'll take the simplest one that Remo and Rhoda presented right now, 4 expressions with a little tube of toilet rolls. We don't really use toilet rolls in India. So if you just use a little plastic bottle, we'll put a
Exactly.
little paper around it.
Exactly.
And make your own puppets out of recycled material. Otherwise, go back to the video, the YouTube video, and see what Rhoda and Remo have taught us today with stones and a little bit of a scarf and a bottle. We can do that. But the instructions are very clear. Be a news reporter and give us the 16 different messages of COVID. Any other questions for Remo? Any other questions for Remo and Rhoda? Right, Remo and Rhoda, I think we seem to have exhausted questions. We once again will show the teaser for the next week's show and show you tomorrow's, we'll show you the creative of tomorrow first, of who's coming up tomorrow, just to remind you. Bye-bye, Remo and Rhoda. Thank you so much for being with us. It was really a pleasure. It reminded us of old memories we had of you, of how you spent time with our young circus artists and shared with them your skills. Thanks, Remo. Thanks, Rhoda.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Remo. Bye, Rhoda. See you soon in India.
Bye.
Inviting
Have a
everyone.
nice day. Bye. So have a nice day.
Namaste. Yes. So remember, tomorrow is Maria Assunta from Italy, a pop-up illustrator, Jan Varde on Sunday. And the 2nd of July also is the finale, is really a day when we'll be giving out prizes and sharing your videos with everyone. But we really need your help. There are 88 of you here to please go back to your tutors, your teachers, your principals, and ask them to promote this event, because we really want you and teenagers across India to stop a 3rd wave. The good news is, so far about 200 schools have already joined us on this platform. So we have 200 into 1,000 potential people who can be part of this movement to stop COVID. So we really need your help. Please do that today. Go back to your teachers and say, this is amazing. We want all our students to participate. And now for the once again, the final teaser for the Sunday program.
From the inside outside, we can make it shine like a beacon burning through the night. From the inside outside, from the inside outside.
So see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal for the preliminary session. So you know about 9 is Mine and Pratik, and then we'll carry on later on. Thanks to Ram and Farzana for anchoring today. Thank you, Anisha Anmol, for leading today's session. And again, thanks to Remo and Rhoda for being with us. We need you to go back to your principals and teachers to promote it. If everyone goes back to your own principals and ask them to promote it among other schools, we can have the makings of a movement to stop the 3rd wave. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. See you tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hope to see you soon tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So where you will get to know more about our Pratik and 9 is Mine organization campaign. We'll show some of our videos, and I hope you'll get inspired about those. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving your time to us. And I love this session, and I hope each one of you love this session. Please invite your family and friends to this program. Thank you so much.